another episode of Everything AMG. My name's Joe, and in today's episode we're going to be discussing something a little bit different to what we've already been talking about. Today we're going to be talking about the most common faults on the M156 engine. Now, a lot of us buy these cars and never think anything's ever going to go wrong, but trust me, these engines are not without their faults. So, I'm not going to waste any more of your time, let's jump straight in. First up, head bolts. Now, if you're driving a 2007 to 2011 C63 Amg, I would strongly recommend checking to see if the head bolts have already been changed. If they haven't, get them changed. The older type head bolts have a propensity to break quite easily, causing coolant to get into the combustion chamber. Now, this is bad and not good whatsoever, trust me, and if you do not catch the early signs of this, you will end up having to change the entire engine. Early signs are normally misfires, low coolant levels, and engine warning lights constantly flashing. So I would strongly recommend checking out them head bolts. Next up, camshaft adjusters. Now, I've had this done on my car, so I know exactly how much this costs. Lucky enough for me, it didn't cost me a penny because I had extended warranty on my vehicle. But the easiest way to notice this problem is on cold start. You'll hear a very slight rattle on cold start, which will slowly manifest itself into a sound no matter if the car's running cold, running warm, revving up. You're going to hear this constant rattle and tick from the engine. For those of you who don't know where the cam adjusters sit, I'm going to show you now on the engine. Now, the camshaft adjusters are located here and here on top of the heads, and if I go in closely here, if we take the oil cap off and have a look inside, this right here, that's a camshaft adjuster. Now, this camshaft rattle is much more common on the intake camshaft adjuster, so if you ever take your car to a garage to have this done, don't be fooled by them. Don't let them make you believe that you need all four changed. 9 times out of 10 it's only going to be the intake camshaft adjuster. That being said, leaving this rattle for too long can cause far worse damage to the engine, so just make sure you get them checked out at some point. For all those wondering how much this would actually cost to do at Mercedes-Benz, check out the next clip. Yeah, I know, not cheap by any means. Number 3, the air intake manifold. Now, the air intake manifold is comprised of a magnesium alloy, and this cracks quite easily. Once again, this is something my car has suffered with and been done under warranty by Mercedes-Benz. I think the price for doing this was close to about £1,500. But they didn't show me the invoice for this one, so unfortunately I can't show that to you guys. Another problem with the air intake manifold, the centre mounting plate that houses the twin throttle bodies deteriorates after a while, causing rough running, particularly around idle. So if you are getting these sort of problems with your car, it would be best to start checking there first. This is somewhat more of the cheaper problems that can go wrong with your vehicle. Next up, crankcase breather valve. Now, I've actually got one of them, funny enough, here with me now. My car, well, I don't know if it needs it, I don't think it does, but I mean, I'm a little bit anal about making sure nothing goes wrong with it. So I've actually bought one of these, which was only about £44 from Mercedes-Benz. I'll give you guys the part number if you can see that part number there. Yeah. Make sure you buy this and the bolt. Now, this can be located right at the back of the engine behind the intake manifold. Now, they say online that it takes about 30 minutes to change. Personally, I don't think it does. When you see it where it's situated, it's so far down the back of the engine, and there's a lot in the way to actually get to it. So I can't really see it being a 30-minute job. But I'm going to show you now anyway exactly where it's located. Now, you're not going to be able to see this. It's right down the back of here, but it's located right down the back behind the air intake. No, I don't think we're going to be able to see it, but basically you need to take off your entire air intake manifold to get to it. Now, the common problem with the crankcase breather valve is normally just age and deterioration. After a while it will start to deteriorate and then will cause excess oil burning. So if you're noticing that your engine oil light is coming on, I would definitely suggest doing this first, as it's only £44 to change, and you could probably get away with doing it yourself as well. So the final fault that I'm going to cover, camshafts and hydraulic lifters. Camshaft replacement should be considered a regular maintenance task. Normally you wouldn't see anywhere to about 100,000 miles, but with today's technology and all the remapping and decatting that we do to these cars, you normally find that this would happen a lot sooner. especially considering how hot these engines actually get. As I said earlier about camshaft adjusters, the intake camshaft adjuster normally fails over the exhaust camshaft adjuster. As I said earlier about the intake camshaft adjuster failing over the exhaust camshaft adjusters, this is normally quite similar with the actual camshaft themselves. You'll normally find that the left and the right camshaft will actually wear a lot sooner than the exhaust camshafts will. If left unattended, the cam lobe will eventually eat into the hydraulic lifter. I only recommend using the correct oil that matches your climate of where you live. And that is all the faults that I'm going to be covering with you guys today. Now, I hope this helped, because when I bought my car back in August, I had no idea about any of these faults. And then obviously things start going wrong, you start panicking, you start looking at forums, and before you know it, you're driving yourself insane. So I hope this YouTube video actually helps a lot of people out that were going through the same thing I was going through when I bought my vehicle. There are more faults that this engine actually suffers with, which I'm not going to go into today. I don't really want to sit here and slate this car off completely. I do love this car. But I mean, things like oil leaks, that sort of thing, you should be checking yourself regularly, not just for your safety, but for other people's safety as well. Please drop me a message down below. Let me know what you guys think of the video. If you need any help with anything, I will do my best to answer all your questions. My email address can be found in the description box as well. Feel free to shoot me over an email, and I'll do my best to get back to you as soon as possible. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you soon.